What's good, family? It's your man the YB, back once again. Wow! So we got some breaking news right now regarding your man's Genady Golovkin airing out Canelo Alvarez. Wow, it's crazy right now. Golovkin says Canelo's achieved a lot. However, there are questions on how he did that. What he used. That's a madness. Pure shade. I've never seen someone so calculatingly and so slyly slinging shade. Yeah, Golovkin got a whole bucket of shade and he just... No, I lied. It wasn't a bucket of shade. He got a whole salt pepper pot full of shade and just sprinkled it all over Canelo. It's mad. Here's the quotes. I'm not that kind of person who's going to belittle any athlete's achievements, and Canelo's achieved a lot, Golovkin told the OC counter register. But, I mean, imagine that. Any person, who starts a statement off with, I'm not the kind of person, means that's exactly the kind of person they are. Anyway, but there are some other questions about how he did that and what he used. I did not say something just because I came up with it. There are lab results. The doctor said that there were results of water testing. And when I asked, I said, yes, I believe that he cheated. And if somebody in his team didn't like my words, I believe it's their problem. Pure shady smoke from old Golovkin. And I just hope old Golovkin brings the smoke this time. I don't care what no one says, and even Abel Sanchez, the now sacked trainer of old Golovkin, said that he didn't even know what Golovkin was on in that second fight. And I don't know either. Yeah? Golovkin was built on being the smasher. And then he goes in there with Canelo in the rematch and tries to be a tip-tap-toer. Honestly, it's wild. Boxing never ceases to amaze me. Especially the new age guys. Really odd mentalities. Back in the day, if you had a close fight with someone, old school mentality was, boom, I'm gonna roll them up and smoke on them in the rematch. You don't say, oh well, I had a hard fight, AJ vs Ruiz. Oh well, I had a hard fight, Golovkin vs Canelo. And then say, oh well, I'm going to try and be more... No, that's dead. Double down on yourself. Especially people like AJ, especially people like Golovkin, who are supposed to be the big bullies, aren't they? Golovkin's been mashing people up since time began. All of a sudden he turned into a boxer. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this kind of narrative, this kind of verbiage from Golovkin's, it's not bad news. In fact, it's good news. We want to hear him talking shit. I just hope it translates. We want to see you in there, Golovkin, beating the juices out of Canelo. If you ain't on that, keep your mouth shut, in my opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? If you ain't on punching the juices out of Canelo, don't mention it. Because what we're not going to do is have you out here talking about juice this, juice that, and get in there and ain't on it. Do you know what I'm saying? On some Rolly Romero thing. Rolly Romero do all the talking. He's super messy with it. He get in the ring and his eyes are rolling all in his barnet because he knocked out. No good. You understand? All we're asking for is for Golovkin to feel the energy. Bear in mind, people, Golovkin had already made the allegations that Canelo was juiced. Well, sorry, I mean, like Golovkin said, he wasn't the one who failed the test, but Golovkin was the one who... That's why the rematch even happened. The rematch wasn't meant to happen. It was only when Golovkin started taunting Canelo about being juiced and about ducking the rematch. That's when finally he came out and said, okay, Canelo came out and said, okay, let's run it. Point is, Golovkin had been taunting Canelo since the first fight. And then he goes into the second fight And where was that energy? Where was it? I didn't see it. For the first time in Golovkin's career, yeah, he turned into a boxer. He turned into a point scorer. Super weird, and no one trying to see that. I'd rather Golovkin gets knocked out trying to be rock'em sock'em his old style than I would this new weird style. And unfortunately, guess what? Golovkin's still training with Jonathan Banks. Jonathan Banks is no good. Golovkin needs to go back with Abel Sanchez. Abel Sanchez had Golovkin not taking as many shots and being a much more efficient destroyer. Facts. Golovkin would have never gone life and death with Murata, that last one, that Japanese cat. Never would have happened. Yeah, he's getting older, which must be considered, but still. Golovkin would have left that fight against Murata without a scratch on him. Instead, he going life and death. Get rid of Jonathan Banks, he no good. But Golovkin, he's too tight, trying to save money, trying to skimp and save, and that's why he's with Jonathan Banks, which is a shame. Anyway, I'm not going to keep waffling. Golovkin, bring that energy. Must bring that energy. Because let's be real here, people. We all just watch Canelo look like a fish out of water. He will feel vulnerable. Golovkin needs to go in there, yeah, and pressure him. Canelo doesn't like being tired. He doesn't. Canelo just cannot fight being tired. If you make Canelo tired, if you pressure Canelo when he's tired, he goes to the ropes and he looks sorry for himself. That's what Bivol was doing. Golovkin must pressure Canelo and make him burn gas. In fact, the best strategy, Bivol really set the blueprint. The strategy is, the first few rounds, keep your defense tight, let Canelo punch himself out. Stand in front of him, walk forward, take the shots. Be a heavy bag for a few rounds. That gets all of Canelo's gas out of your system. Take all the shots on your arms and gloves. And then, boom. Then you start letting your own hands go after 3 rounds. That's the strategy, that's the playbook. Will he do it? Time will tell. And if I was him, if I was Golovkin, in the ring, I'd be saying, oh, you're not feeling so good now, are you, Mr. Juicy? Yeah, very nice, I like. Your wife nice, I like, how much, yeah? I'll be giving it all that in the ring. Big facts.